Have you ever scratched to the point where you knew it was making things worse, but your hand just wouldn't stop? It's not because you lack willpower, and it's not because your skin is being difficult. The truth is far more unsettling. Every time you scratch, you're triggering a biological trap, one your own brain designed to fool itself. And the most ironic part? The culprit behind that maddening itch loop is something you've always heard called the happiness hormone. Itch seems simple. A mosquito bite, a little irritation, and you scratch. But if you zoom into the level of your nervous system, what's happening is anything but simple. For decades, science believed itch was just a weaker version of pain, like the same signal, just turned down. But that idea didn't survive. Researchers discovered that your body has a dedicated hotline specifically for ITCH. Beneath your skin runs a network of microscopic wires called C fibers. Some are responsible for reporting pain. Others are reserved exclusively for itch. These two systems operate side by side, without mixing. When a substance like histamine, released when an insect bites you, touches your skin, it activates that itch-specific pathway. The signal shoots up your spinal cord and races to your brain at high speed. Like an urgent message, something's wrong on your skin. And your brain responds in a very primitive way. Scratch. It sounds reasonable. But things start to get strange when you realize scratching doesn't actually solve the problem. It just makes you want to scratch again. So what really happens when your fingernails meet your skin? When you scratch, you're not reducing itch. You're creating something entirely different. Pain. Not the sharp, alarming kind you feel from a cut, but a mild, controlled pain. Just enough to distract your nervous system. Now your brain has to process two signals at once, itch and pain. And because pain is the higher priority signal, like a fire alarm compared to a low battery warning, your brain temporarily pushes the itch aside. That's why scratching feels so satisfying. But the brain doesn't stop there. To put out the pain signal you just created, it releases a familiar chemical, serotonin. Yes, the same one you've seen mentioned in discussions about happiness, mood, even depression. Serotonin acts like a natural painkiller. It soothes the discomfort caused by your scratching, making you feel better. So far, everything sounds fine, right? Except for one small, deeply frustrating detail. Serotonin doesn't just reduce pain. It also amplifies itch receptors. Think of it like this. You put out a small fire in your kitchen, but accidentally trigger the sprinkler system, flooding the entire room and short-circuiting everything. One problem solved creates a bigger one. Serotonin calms the pain from scratching, but at the same time, it makes the itch signal more sensitive. And so, just seconds after you stop scratching, the itch comes back. Stronger, more irritating, almost agitated. And your hand returns to the exact same spot. This is where things become dangerous, not in a life-threatening way, but in the sense that you start losing control. An itch leads to scratching. Scratching causes mild pain. This pain triggers the release of serotonin. Serotonin then makes the itch even stronger. A closed loop. No clear exit. You might think, fine, I'll just stop scratching. But here's the problem. This system is designed to make you not want to stop. That satisfying feeling when you scratch isn't an illusion. It's a real reward your brain creates. A small hit of dopamine, a bit of serotonin, a sense of relief. Just enough to convince you that you're doing the right thing. But the moment you pull your hand away, your body asks for more. That's why sometimes you scratch until your skin breaks, even bleeds. And it still doesn't feel like enough. It's not because your skin is stubborn. It's because you're caught in a finely tuned biological feedback loop. And here's the twist that makes scientists pause. This system isn't broken. It's working exactly as nature intended. Long ago, When our ancestors lived in environments full of parasites, insects, and pathogens, scratching could help remove harmful things from the skin. A little pain in exchange for eliminating a threat, that was a fair trade. But in the modern world, where the enemy is often just a harmless mosquito bite, that same mechanism becomes a bit of an overreaction. A survival tool, turned into an irritating trap. But the story doesn't stop there. Because the itch-scratch cycle isn't just a simple trick of your nervous system. It goes one layer deeper, into a place where your brain starts learning this sensation as a habit. When you scratch and feel relief, even if it only lasts a few seconds, your brain labels that action as useful. Not because it actually solves the problem, but because it delivers an immediate reward. And the human brain is exceptionally good at prioritizing short-term rewards. This means that the next time you feel an itch, scratching is no longer a conscious decision. It becomes an almost automatic reflex, much like pulling your hand away from a hot surface. And this is where things start to get interesting in a slightly uncomfortable way. Even when the original trigger is gone, no mosquito, no irritant, your brain can still recreate the sensation of itch from memory alone. A patch of skin that has been scratched repeatedly becomes more sensitive, like a bell that has been rung too many times. Now even the slightest touch can make it resonate. Scientists call this phenomenon sensitization, but in simpler terms, it means your body has learned to itch more easily. And this explains something very familiar. Sometimes, just thinking about a mosquito bite can make your skin start to itch. There's no mosquito, just your brain replaying the signal. But that's not all. There's another quiet factor that strengthens this loop. Attention. The more you focus on the itch, the stronger it feels. It's like sitting in a quiet room and suddenly noticing the ticking of a clock, something that was always there, but only becomes loud once you pay attention. Itch works the same way. The moment you start tracking it, analyzing it, thinking about it, your brain turns up the volume. What was mildly irritating becomes almost impossible to ignore. And then, almost inevitably, your hand moves back to scratch. The irony is that the more you scratch, the more vulnerable that area of skin becomes. The natural protective barrier is disrupted, making it easier for irritants to enter. This leads to more histamine release, more itch signals, and the loop continues. A perfect spiral. And if it goes on long enough, it can turn into something more serious: chronic irritation, damaged skin, even scarring. All of that from something as small as a single scratch. But there's one small detail that makes this whole story a little more hopeful. Your brain, the one that created this loop, is also capable of interrupting it. If you resist scratching, even for just a few seconds, the itch often rises, peaks, and then begins to fade, like a wave. If you can ride through the highest point, the rest becomes much easier. Some people discover that replacing scratching with something else, like applying gentle pressure, using a cold compress, or simply shifting attention, can outsmart the nervous system. It starts to feel like a quiet mental game. And in many ways, it is. On one side, you have an ancient biological system, designed to protect you from parasites and threats. On the other side, you have awareness, control, and just enough understanding to challenge it. You won't always win. But every time you stop yourself from scratching just one more time, you've done something quite remarkable. You've interrupted a loop that your body has been practicing for millions of years. And maybe next time the itch appears, instead of reacting instantly, you pause, not to suffer, but to observe. Where is the sensation coming from? How does it change? And if you do nothing, does it fade on its own? Sometimes, the answer is surprisingly yes, because not every signal your body sends needs an immediate response. Some of them are just echoes from your evolutionary past, still lingering in your nervous system today. An understanding that doesn't just help you control an itch, It helps you see, just a little more clearly, how your brain quietly shapes even your smallest actions.